I'd never heard of Sunny Teasdale until Mary Lou showed me the hickeys on her neck. I thought this guy was just a goon until I heard him singing Panis Angelicus with a cigarette in his mouth. Then I knew his name was Johnny Delorio for the rest of my life. I didn't know Caspar James until my uncle was buried at his parents' funeral parlor. "Hi," he said in the lobby. "We go to school together." Linda Hall was just a girl with a missing finger until she taught me all the words to a Sly and the Family Stone song at the swimming pool. He was from Africa and he was cute. I wrote Chimemwe down on a piece of paper so that I could practice it and stop asking him what his name was. He said his mother was Suzanne from the Leonard Cohen song, but I could never remember his name. "That's Quincy," they said, pointing to the boy on the high diving board who was afraid to jump, and everyone yelled in unison, "Jump, jump, jump." Natasha wasn't really Natasha until she told me that her father hadn't been home for 3 days and she slept on the balcony when it was warm. The teacher held up the math test that said Vladimir at the top of the page. In all the slots for answers, he had drawn pictures of guns. I looked at Vladimir sitting way in the corner. I didn't even think of him as having a name. I never knew Zero's real name. He sold heroin on Madison Avenue. Everyone started calling him Zero because just saying his real name would supposedly bring you bad luck. The neighborhood took away his name so they could feel a little more safe. My dad named me Heather after a woman who taught him to read after he dropped out of school when he was in grade 3. So that was my first name, and for a long time my middle name was Who. I had countless last names like Heather who used to go out with Derek, Heather who kissed Marco at the dance, Heather who told Jeremy that her name was Butterfly, Heather who had her shoes stolen in the park, Heather who wears that ugly blue ski jacket, Heather who has a sister in juvie, Heather who has a dad who used to rob banks, Heather who thinks she's better than everyone because she says she was reincarnated. Your parents could get your name from anywhere. You could have a name that comes from an ugly relative or out of the Bible. It could be something they heard shouted out at the swimming pool. It could be the Spanish name for bird, a strange name, a name your parents spelled wrong and no one could ever say right. Still, when people learn your name, they think they know all about you. When my uncle sent me a pair of running shoes from Virginia, I wrote my name on the sides of both sneakers, so no one could steal them from my locker. "Hi, Heather," the man across from me in the bus said. It shocked me how he said "Hi, Heather," like he knew me all his life. I'd seen him around chasing pigeons and trying to pour beer on little kids in the park. I wanted to reach across the bus aisle and punch him in the face for knowing my name.